Alright, my name is Tyler Christian. I'm just going to start off by saying it. I think the country's political system is dumb. Hey, I got some things to say, but I'm going to start by saying Happy Halloween. It's November 1st I'm recording this, and it's probably not going to go up until November 2nd, which is the day before voting, which makes this video very relevant because I have a lot of things to say on this topic. But hope you enjoyed your Halloween. Hope you're ready for this next phase of BS that's happening during COVID. Let me tell you how much I do not understand politics at all. Like 2016 was my first time voting because I had just I was 18 going on 19, I guess, around the time. First year of college, and pretty much I had no idea what I was doing, man. I walked into the polls and I did that entire time before. I didn't know who I was voting for. I didn't know why I was voting for which party. And yeah, man, it was just straight up confusion. Yeah, I didn't understand anything then, and honestly, I still don't understand anything now. But times have changed. It's been 4 years. I've been a little bit more knowledgeable. I've changed the way I've interpreted information, and I did research this time around. And let me tell you, I still don't understand a thing. It's just I know a little bit more, and like I know how to I think a little bit different than I did way back then. I have a little bit more questions. But it's mostly all the same concerns. But I don't understand our political system at all. We're supposed to be this democracy where all the people are, we voice our concerns. We voice what we want, and we should be getting what we want as a general population. I understand that our country is super divided on things. I don't get why everyone has to limit themselves to one specific party. I don't get this whole two-party system thing, or I don't know if it's just a two-party system, because I see there's Democrats and Republicans, but I also see this Green Party, there's liberals, and I don't get any of it at all. I don't. So if I'm saying anything wrong, please don't come for me. Just ignore this entire message. We can't possibly all believe in one simple thing. So it can't just be one system that only believes in all the same things, because as individuals, we're going to have our own different ideals. You can't support one person all the way, especially when you don't believe in the same thing. You can support them because of what they represent, at least in the majority, but you can't say oh, I'm all this when clearly you're not. You're going to have some debate even within that system, within that party, within that group. I just don't understand why it's always one-sided. There's no gray area. Supposedly there's no gray area. It's you're either conservative or you're liberal. You're either blue or you're red, and it's just so dumb. I don't get it at all, and it's not. I feel like that's stupid. I feel like that should be changed ASAP. I don't agree with that. I can't agree with any one of the politicians that I'm voting for. I can't be on the same side as anybody, and I get it. You're not supposed to be exactly in the same mindset, but you're supposed to be in something more similar, to the point where they represent the majority of what you want. But I don't want the majority of what I want. I want just about everything that I want. I understand I'm not gonna want the same things everybody else wants. Everybody's gonna have different walks of life and different backgrounds, and their life is just gonna be set up differently, to the point where of course they're not gonna agree on wanting the same thing. But I feel like there's always a general thing that we all want. Everybody just wants to be comfortable in their own space. I feel like this country faces too much turmoil, and it's because people allow it to happen. Our leaders have allowed it to happen. People who support these leaders allow it to happen. It's because they see themselves in power, and nah, G, it shouldn't go like that. I just don't believe that we should be limited to these stereotypical representations of these systems, these parties, these classes. People shouldn't be confined to that. I think things need to open up a little bit more. Like I said, I think these party systems are dumb. We should be working on the common thing that I feel like we should all be agreeing on, is just trying to fix the big solutions in the world. I can't believe that we are still debating if global warming is real. We're debating if people should have a choice as to decide what happens with things they can't control. What? They can't control what happens to them, so you're going to tell them they can't even control what they're going to decide to do? That's messed up. We can't agree on simple things like that, and I don't get it. Honestly, this country is supposed to be based on, allowing everybody to have their happiness, allowing everybody to be comfortable in this space. We're supposed to be welcome in this country. We're supposed to be comfortable where we go and the places we live in, and we've changed so much over time. It's insane that we're still facing the same shit. The same shit, different decade, different era, and it's crazy. We should be focused on fixing the problems in the world, starting with the big ones in our country, within our communities, trying to better ourselves before we can better anything else in the world, you know? I'm gonna move into the big thing. November 3rd, we're voting in the general presidential election. Let me say, it's 2016 all over again for me. Honestly, both our options for presidential candidates just aren't good at all. I'm not for any one side. I'm not for any one person in particular, especially if we're talking about ideals, especially if we're talking about character. One of our options is a sweet talker who can for some reason sway a crowd with ease, and some people just like the words he uses.
If somebody wants to be tested right now, they'll be able to be tested.
You've said twice here today that every American who wants a test can get a test.
Yes.
That's not the case.
Not everybody should get a test because they have to have certain things and they're going to know when they're not feeling right. Those are the people that will be getting the test we have now, and nobody says it. They just don't want to write it. By far, more tests than any other country in the world, not even a contest. And the quality of our test is the best anywhere in the world.
So he can talk the talk, but he can't walk for shit. Not a strong candidate at all. Terrible candidate. He already did the job and did that shit pretty bad. That's being nice with it. The other one is overexperienced, has a lot of years in the game, so you would think that would be a positive, but Mans has had multiple moments of subtle, ignorant racism, and that's over time throughout his entire career. Times have changed. He's learned a little bit more, but for this man to be like...
Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now, not out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now.
Biden,
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
Yo, who is you? No, stop. See, that's what I'm talking about. You can't be limiting people to one thing. That's stereotypical thing that, for some reason, everybody thinks that all black people are Democrats. I know all black people are not Democrats, and I know that, and they assume that we're just that dumb that they think we're all just going to be Democrats. No, I'm not voting for you because I'm black. I'm voting for you. If I'm voting for anybody, I'm voting for them because of what they represent, what they say they're going to do, their potential, success rate compared to the other candidate. That's it right now. Because I'm not voting for anybody because they meet all my requirements, even the majority of them, because both of them ain't shit in terms of my requirements. I don't know if I should be cursing or saying this much stuff, but it's coming from the heart. So yeah, there's just, we can go through multiple lines of history or things over these past couple years of the things that they said, but I'm gonna say this. I think that in the future we need, not even in the future, today, right now we need more politicians who are younger, who are coming up in this era of social media and much more awareness in the world, because they have the ability, a better ability of grasping what people really need and want, the issues that really do exist in the world. They're not following any old rules, anything like that. Just cut the line between how people used to be and how we still want them to be like that, how we want to make our country what it used to be before. No, we have to move on. Things have to change. We need people who are going to represent the needs of what's happening today. We need less bullshit, less nonsense, that no nonsense, you know what I'm talking about? We need people who aren't afraid of making mistakes, trying to better the country. Like, we can't have perfectionists. We can't have people who are prideful to the point where they think that everything that they say is going to be justified because they have some type of experience. No, we need people who are going to mess up. We need people who are willing to mess up, who aren't trying to be perfectionists, who are going to let us know what's going on. Let us know that, hey, it ain't perfect, but we're going to figure it out, because that's the honesty, and that's the connection that we need with the people who are supposed to be running our country. And not even running our country, people who are leading our country. We truly just need people who are willing to learn and grow in the positions that they're gonna have. I'm gonna end with this. Go out and vote. It's so important, and it matters to so many people. You know, like, you're not just voting for yourself. There are a lot of other people in this world, in this country, who honestly depend on what we do as a people. I'm not here to sway any side, because clearly I'm not for any side, but I already voted. Go out there and do what you're supposed to do as an American citizen. You know, you have this right to voice your opinion, to let it be known who you believe in, the ideals that you have, what matters to you. Nevertheless, don't slack, go out and vote, and be prepared for what happens next. It doesn't matter who gets voted in. It doesn't matter who's going to be our representative. Just vote, and don't get too comfortable with your options. You know, there's no telling what's going to happen. The world's been crazy enough, so be safe. Don't get too comfortable, because the fight continues. No matter who's going to be representing us in this fight, no matter what the fights are going to be, the fight continues, and the voices always came from the people over everything. So don't forget that. That's what a democracy is supposed to be, right?